In this recording, we are going to look at algebraic properties. The three algebraic properties that we're going to look at today are the associative, commutative, and distributive property. Let's go ahead and start by looking at the commutative property. And the commutative property only works when we are looking at addition or multiplication. This is what the commutative property looks like. If we have 3 plus 4 plus 5, the commutative property tells us that we can move a term. So we would have 3 plus 5 plus 4. The way this would look with multiplication is x times y times t equals y times x times t. So notice what we are doing is moving terms. Okay? The next property that we're going to look at is the associative property. And the associative property, once again, can only be used when we're looking at addition or multiplication. The associative property is where we don't move terms, we just regroup. So an example would look like this. 2 plus 3 plus 4. Now, our grouping symbol is the parentheses. Right now, we would add the 2 and the 3 together first, and then we would add 4. Well, the associative property of addition tells us that we can regroup this so that we have 2 plus 3 plus 4. So what we're doing is we're just regrouping using symbols. Here, the parentheses. For multiplication, it would look like this. Seven x times y times 4. And this can be rewritten as 7x times y times 4. So all we are doing with the associative property is regrouping. Notice the terms are not moving, they are just being regrouped. So the terms are regrouped. The last property we're going to look at is the distributive property. And this property we are going to use a lot. So it's important that you understand the distributive property. And the distributive property looks like this. A times B plus C equals A times B plus A times C. So the distributive property tells us that if we have a value multiplied to a quantity, which is B plus C, then we have to multiply that value to everything inside the quantity. So A times B, A times C. So let's look at an example with numbers. We would have 4 times 2x plus 6. So we multiply 4 times 2x plus 4 times 6. So I multiplied 4 times 2x and 4 times 6. Now notice the operation that is inside the parentheses is the same operation that we put between the two new terms when we distribute. Now we're not done yet. We need to simplify this, and what we get is 4 times 2x, which is 8x, plus, and then 4 times 6 is 24. And that would be our new simplified value. So when you think of the distributive property, you need to multiply the value outside the parentheses to everything inside. If you have other questions about the commutative property, associative property, or distributive property, please send a K-mail, give me a call, or come to my office hours.